Hey, what's up everybody? So looking at XRP here on the 15-minute chart, it actually looks pretty bearish right now, right? Like I said, when we drop down here, what is it going to do? Is it going to go up in 5? Is it going to consolidate, right? Is it going to have an ascending triangle, an inverse head and shoulders? I mean, there's many things, but no. Instead, what happened was we went up in 3 waves, okay? So when you go up in 3, a lot of times you come back down in 3, and down could be very bad, right? Or it could be kind of scary, right? Because you could actually break this low here and come all the way down. What we don't want is this to turn into 5. So at the very least, we're probably going to get 3. So, you know, we got 3 up, we got 3 down. Let's see if we can hold this low here. It looks pretty bearish, for at least for the short term, right? Again, this is the 15-minute chart. So it looks bearish. Let's pump it up to the 4-hour. 4-hour chart. Also, remember what we talked about. Is this going to be a 5th wave, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It kind of looks like it. It kind of looks like we need to come down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One more wave, right? So this could be A, B, and then C. And then that's 3, right? So we have an impulse, A, B, right? And then 3. So there's your 3-wave move right there. So we're very close. We need to come down and finish it. That's kind of how I'm looking at it. It looks bearish. It looks like this is gonna hold, not gonna hold it. You could see the ascending triangle working here. It looks like it's just gonna go like that. So be prepared. I mean, this thing can drop below $2, unfortunately. So, yeah, let's see how it plays out. It's still bullish long term, though. Remember that. It's still bullish long term. I still look at this as an expanded flat, but we just got to work ourselves out here, and it could take a while. So basically, the next week to 2 weeks is going to be scary. Put it that way. But if you have the conviction and the confidence and the understanding of where ultimately crypto is going to go, then this shouldn't bother you. And if it does bother you a lot, then maybe you're too leveraged up. Maybe you got not the correct risk management, or maybe you're just not looking at it with the glass half full. And it's kind of hard when your portfolio is down. But for me, I like to measure my portfolio in coins, not necessarily dollars, right? So if I had 10,000 coins here, and then we come all the way down, well, guess what? We still got 10,000. So when we come back up, we still have 10,000, right? But the value of that will go down and up based off the price. But if the overall direction is going to be up, right? Because when we zoom out to the weekly chart, we could see a very bullish chart, right? So when we zoom out, it's very bullish. But this is a lot of years down here. Look at all of these years, right? I mean, that's a long time there, right? So when we look at it from this perspective, it's going to take some time, right? It's going to take some time for it to play out and for it to continue, right? Look how long it took over here, right? I don't think it's going to take this long, but this took, let's see, what was that? That was May 2017 all the way to December 2017. So that's like 6 months, over 6 months right there. Just to, yeah, over 6 months. This little move right there. And right now, I mean, we're not even near 6 months. We're about 3 months here. So this is December. Okay. So December, and then we have January, February, March, right? April, May, June. So if this wanted to last 6 months, we would actually go all the way up till, June. So, and I don't think that's what's going to happen, because June, I mean, then you're right into summer, and summer is usually bearish anyway. So I still think we're going to get a bullish March. You know, February has not been bullish. It's been sort of, you know, I mean, we already know. I mean, just look at any coin here. Let's take a look at Ethereum, right? So if we go to the beginning of February, which is here, right? Basically, we've been going down all February and all of January, right? So January and February has not been good for Ethereum or the rest of the market, really. Which means what? Which means that we're overdue, right? We're overdue for some bullish price action. And I think what we have here is a 5-wave move, right? So we have three, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I think it's developing this 3-way pullback. Now, we might have to, you could see Ethereum is really, really low here. You could see it's right down to the lows. We might have to break that and go even lower to about 21.6. So actually, no, that's more like you got one line here, and then you have another line here. And then you have, yeah, I'll just use those two right there. And then let's zoom in. So that's kind of where we're at here. You can see, you know, like remember we talked about this wick, you know, you cut it in half. Well, guess what? We're beyond the halfway point. So we're overdue. I mean, I think, you know, the worst case would be down here. But if we start breaking that, then it's going to be like, okay, what's going on? Is this a C wave or is this a reversal? You know what I mean? So far it's a flat. And so far it looks great, right? Because, you know, when we look at this, it actually looks like Bitcoin back when Bitcoin, let's see which one. Let's do this one here. Let me get rid of the RSI and let's go to the 12 hour and let's zoom out and let's look at it right here. You could see this correction right here. Let's bump that up to the 2-day because it's going to be a little bigger. Okay, there we go. Look at that. It looks pretty decent here, right? You could see we got your impulse, right? Same thing here, right? You came down for an A, came back down, right? And then you actually, let me restart that. All right, so I'm going to put this line here, boom. And then I'm going to need a line up here, boom. And then another line down here, boom. Okay, so now we can see the boundaries. We could see where we're at exactly. And let me fix that there. Put that one right about there. Okay. So you could kind of see what's going on here, right? And let me draw that again. So impulse, back down, impulse, back down, right? Then we come back to the top of the range, come back to the top of the range, and then we work our way back to the bottom of the range, and then we go sideways. We work our way to the bottom. So the question I have is, are we going to start working like this, kind of going sideways in here a little bit before continuing higher? Or is this going to be more of a traditional ABC structure, kind of like this, right? And let me make that a little bit bigger right there. Is it going to be a more traditional ABC like this, where we have to break below, right? So if we have a line here, you could see there's the line, right? And you could see we completely broke below the line, right? So there's your range right there. We broke below it. Here's our range. Question is, are we going to break below it? That's the question, right? We don't know. We'll have to see. I think the market makers are really good at sort of, they're really good at scaring people. They're really good at basically, if I show you here on the smaller time frame, right? Big crash. Everyone got freaked out. But then it quickly recovered and everyone's like, okay, maybe it's over. But then it came down and then it creeped back up and then it came all the way back down. So this crash right here is actually worse than this crash because this crash is taking longer. And the reason why is it gives people time to think. And when people think, then they get scared and they sell. And then that's usually when the bottom is. So I think the bottom is close. I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong. This is not financial advice. Maybe the bottom is not closed. Maybe the bottom is super, super far away and we just don't know, right? But technically speaking, I don't think so. I think this is a good 1, 2 here. This is a 3. This is a 4. And now we're getting that 5th wave. And I think we should be close. And maybe we get the divergence. Maybe we come here and we do a liquidity grab, right? Like Wyckoff accumulation, right? So if we look at Wyckoff, if we look at the Wyckoff, right, we can kind of see that this could be potentially what's happening here, right? So let me put that a little bit smaller there. So, right, come back up, come back down, come up, come back down, right? And then you work your way up without taking the high, right? And then you come all the way back down into a spring and you actually break below. So we come down into a spring, we break below somewhere down in here, just like the spring, and then we start working our way back up fast. We got to go do it quickly, right? So I'm thinking this is all and it's kind of interesting. It's coincidental, or maybe not, that it's all happening right at the end of the month, right as March is about to begin. So I think March, we're going to have a big pivot, a massive pivot in March. So call it the March pivot, right? Where we come down here in our spring, right? We get back up here and then we kind of play around at the top, just like over here, right? And then we work our way and we go. So 1, 2, 3, spring, go. Same thing here. 1, 2, 3, spring, go. So that's what we're waiting for. That's what we need to see. And that's basically our hope. That's what we need to happen. If it doesn't, then this could be a reversal. But I don't think it is a reversal because this is 3, guys. That doesn't make sense. If this was a wave 1, okay, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we would get the 3-way pullback like this. And then that would be very scary. But since we only had 3, then the worst we could get here would be 5. But it would be the whole thing would be 3, right? So and then here's the thing. Because this is 3, and then let's say this could be 5, right? A 335 is an ABC. A 333 is a WXY. A 535 is an ABC, right? So we're dealing with a 335, which is an ABC, which means it's only 3 waves, okay? So 3 waves, if we do get 3 waves, and it could end here, it could end a little bit lower, it could end a little bit lower, but somewhere in this area should be the end, then what do we expect after that? Most people are going to expect what? Down, 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 because that's what people are feeling, right? It's all psychology. Think about this. We've been going down since this beginning of December. So we've literally been going down all of December, all of January, and all of February. That's a lot of down. I mean, that's down, 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 down. For the last 3 months, we've been going down, down. Think about the psychology there, right? And so if Trump is having conferences every day, I would ask him, I'd say, hey, crypto took off a little bit when you got to be president, but now all of December has been going down, down, down. All of January, down, down, down. All of February, down, down, down. What are you and your administration doing to ensure that U.S.-based fintech companies, companies like Ripple, right, are basically, I mean, what are you doing in terms of regulation? Are we getting a bill done? I mean, what's going on with crypto, right? How come it's going down under you, Trump? Right, poke the bear a little bit and see what he says. Nobody wants to ask him about crypto. It's kind of funny. But I would totally ask him. I'd say, dude, for the last 3 months, we've been going down. What's up, man? Nah, but seriously, the reason why it's going down is just technical. It has nothing to do with Trump, right? It's more so technical. When Trump got elected, we got the pump, right? But now we're starting to get the dump. So it has nothing to do necessarily with that. It's more so technical, right? And the technical is, boom, 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 right? We get 3 down, we get 3 up, and then we get 5 down. So I think something should from not the technical perspective, but from the political side, we should see something coming up soon, right? And I'm using Ethereum because, again, Ethereum is the king altcoin. If Ethereum is sick and it's not working right, then why would the rest of the market do? That's why I said before, we need Ethereum to break out, right? Like I said, we don't get an alt season unless Ethereum doesn't show up, right? XRP can only push alt so far, but Ethereum needs to wake up, and I think it will, and I think it's going to, right? Because if you look here, we have this nice expanded flat. We got an impulse, we got an expanded flat, and then we have a 1-2, a 1-2, and you could even argue that this is a wave 3 or even another 1-2, but we'll say a 3, right? And then you have ABC for a 4. So 1-2, 1-2, there's a 3, there's a 4, waiting for 4 to finish, and then come up and get 5, right? And that's the way it should happen, right? That's the way I believe it will happen. And if it doesn't happen that way, then I was wrong and I didn't see it right. But that's my main idea. Now, the way I'll know if that idea is wrong, I'm not going to have to wait that long, right? Because if we take out this low here, it's over, you know? I mean, more than that, right? Even if we take out this low down in here, it's going to be kind of dangerous, right? If we wick through it really fast, it's okay, but we don't want to get stuck down there, right? So look at over here. When you come down, look what happens. You quickly come back up, you make a higher low, and then you go. I mean, that's usually what happens on all of these dumps. Look back over here. You had a big fat dump, and then it instantly, like on a dime, like look at that. It was literally, it only had one candle, right? So you're going down, 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 down. Here's your last red candle. Look, you know, without this, it looks like we're going to keep crashing. Look at that. That looks scary, not even knowing, right? But then what happens is eventually then we go back up. You see what I mean? So, and it all started with this here. Let's see, is there divergence there? No, there's not divergence, but if we looked at it on the 1 day, I'm sure we did. But anyways, I digress. So, the other, what would be the other idea if it was bearish? Well, the other idea is that the bear market it basically never ended, right? So here's where the bear market started. We had a crash. We had a retrace. Now maybe we're going down into reaccumulation, and then we're going to go sideways into reaccumulation and then break out like what XRP did, right? If we look at XRP, that's exactly what XRP did. We had a rise, crash, retrace, then we had to come down into reaccumulation, then we went sideways, and then we broke out, right? So what if that's going to be the same for Ethereum? I don't know. We'll have to wait and we'll have to find out and see how that plays. But that's pretty much it for Ethereum. Let's look a little bit closer here. Yeah, we're dumping. This is bearish. I think we're going to go lower. It doesn't look finished to me. It looks like this looks like a 1-2, 1-2. It looks like we're going to have a big drop, guys. So just be aware of that. It looks like we're going to have a big drop. You know, we did have bullish divergence here. That was good. But bullish divergence can be easily taken out, you know. So you see how it kind of goes boom, and then it comes up here. It can't even sustain, and then it drops again. So then you get this kind of like this bottlenecking in here, right? A lot of times. So the bottlenecking would kind of look like, or even better, what if this is some kind of, you know, falling wedge here, right? We have some kind of wedge pattern, and we have to come down and knock here, and then maybe have one more hit to the low, and then we can break out, right? Or what's worse would be having this kind of bottleneck in here, and then have a big fall, and then the lows in, right? So I don't think we're there yet. So let's go to, we looked at XRP. All right, let's look at Monero. So Monero is also coming down, right? And we talked about this as well. I think Monero is this for sure was some kind of B wave, right? So we have an A, right? Now we're looking for C, right? A, B, C. This is a flat, right? And the flat is going to come down here somewhere, and then continue higher. So I'm not holding. I cut when we broke this. I cut my Monero, so I'm not holding it anymore. The reason why is because I don't know where the low is going to be, right? I took my profit and I'm just waiting. I'm not in a rush. I'm not in any rush. So if it's got to come down, hey, whatever. I'll get back in, no problem. So, but it's all about capital you want to preserve your capital. You don't want to ride that thing down, especially when you're using leverage. Now, if you're hodling in a spot position and you buy from Coinbase, Uphold, whatever, and you actually have the crypto itself, then for me, it's not worth selling it and then going, because the exchange fees, it's not worth it, right? If I put $100 in Monero here and then we drop down here, you're only going to lose, I don't know, like maybe $10 or something. It's not that much. Well, I could tell you right now, what's the percentage from here approximately? Well, that's about 12%. So I think we got a little bit lower to go. We did have bullish divergence on Monero yesterday, right? But then look what happened. You could see it, we rolled here. It was looking good. And then what we wanted to see is we wanted to see it kind of build a base and then go sideways and then go. But that didn't happen. Instead, we kind of fell and then we took the low here and now we're starting to come down. And the way it's coming down looks pretty scary. It looks a little bit impulsive to me. It looks like it's kind of bottlenecking. So we could have a big sharp move coming here. For example, like look what happened over here. You see, this is actually maybe a good fractal. Let me see if I could line it up here. So you could see, let's put it over here. Right there, we dropped, right? Boom, we made a high, we came down, right? And then look what happened. We rolled over, we took the low, and that ended up being the low. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, boom. If you look over here, it looks kind of the same. We have a big drop. 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe we get one more 5. Boom. Something like that. Let's see. Let me pull this fractal over here. Wow, look at that. It actually lines up really, really nice. So we could be finishing here soon. Look at that. See, that was the fractal. I'm trying to show you guys how things end, right? It's not so simple. Sometimes it's hard. So we have the big drop, right? We come up, hit the low, round up again, smack down, round up again, smack down. But that ends up being the low. So we're right there. Maybe within the next couple hours, we could be bottoming. I don't know. We'll see. But according to this fractal, I think we should be right there, and it's the same thing what happened over here. You had that little bottlenecking in here. So you have your drop, your bottleneck, and then your drop. Your drop, your bottleneck. I think we're in that drop right now, guys. So, but I think we're close, and then this would make sense because, as long as we don't take this low, this could still be a 1-2, really, So we have a 1-2, look, or even a double bottom. Look at this. We came all the way up, came all the way back down, came all the way up, came all the way back down. So it's setting higher lows in here in the process, right? So again, when we zoom out, this is where Monero really shines. This is where it really shines, which is down here. Let's get rid of that. Let's put a line right there. Boom. You could see we had a nice three-way pullback. We came out, we flagged, we broke out, we back test, we came up, we tested again, and then we're like in a train going uphill, like a roller coaster, and it's going slow. Boom, 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 and then drop really fast, and then swoop out of there, right? So that's your flat right there. And that's kind of what I'm thinking here. You know, it could be a running flat, it could be a regular flat, or it could be an expanded flat. You know, we don't know how severe it's going to be. But I can't assure, but I'm pretty confident that once this wave is complete, you're going to have a big move to the upside. Because how does the price go up? How does it go up? You need crashes. You need big dips. You need, and Monero hasn't had that, right? Monero had broken out. It had one dip, and then it was going up, 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 right? So all of this is kind of like an engineered liquidity trend line, and then you're breaking it. So there's a lot of liquidity down here. So you need that reset in momentum to sort of then take it to the next level, you know, and that's with any chart, right? Because Monero is still, in my opinion, it's extremely bullish. Look at this. You have your big, massive range in here. You barely broke out, and you're sort of meandering in here, testing it. So as long as we stay above 180, you know, I think we're super solid. You know, and that you know, things can change as well. But look at Theta. It's looking a little scary here. We don't even have anything on the 3-day. Let's go to the 12-hour. Yeah, so we got some 12-hour bullish divergence here. We do have 5 waves, right? So we have 3. We have 3. See, the thing is that I don't know is this 1, 2? And then is this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? So 1, 2, all of that's 3. Then we get 4. Then we get 5. See, that's what I don't really like here. That's why I kind of like the 3 to be like this. But it didn't take the high, so I'm not sure exactly. You know, for example, like we could be, you know, like boom, 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 right? And then you have the big boom, you get the big boom, and then you get the rollover, and then you get one more hill up, and then the slam down, and then the slam down, and then kind of go. So maybe that's kind of what's playing here. I don't think so, though. I think it's just way too big. But then again, you know, crypto has a way of making people very humble and patient about certain things. So, but yeah, where were we yesterday? Let's see. I honestly haven't looked. Okay, so we have a 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's come down and get 5. I think we're close. Again, I could be wrong. Just because I say something doesn't mean it's true. I'm just using the tools that I have and to sort of make my judgment here. And I think we're close. I think we're really close. I don't think there's too much more to go. So, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's get that divergence, right? A lot of times you come down here, you make a bottom, and then you flush the low, and then you come back up. So I think that's what we're doing here. Let's keep looking. Let's look at ADA. ADA looks more bearish now. Okay, so ADA looks like it's going to break the low here. It looks pretty bearish. You know, how it kind of boom, and then boom, and then boom. Like it's knocking on the door. It's knocking, knocking, knocking. Let me in, let me in. So if I flip it upside down, look how bullish that looks. When you flip it upside down, you know, it looks pretty bullish. It looks like, you know, you had this big slam here, a 3-way pullback, and it looks like you got some accumulation in here. And now it's coming up to in a retrace, right? So if we pull the retrace levels, and I should have did it in the other charts too, but where we want to stop, I mean, we're right at the 618. So we really don't want to go any further, right? Maybe one more push down to the 702 and we get a strong rejection. at the 702. I mean, I would be a buyer for ADA at 60 cents for dollar cost averaging purposes at 60 cents. So, but that's if the level holds. We don't know if it's going to hold, right? So again, we have an impulse and we have an A, B, and a C. So this, what's the good part about this is we have a three-wave shape here, right? And now it's all about figuring out the C wave. So, you know, I'm looking at this like, you know, you could say 1, 2, right? And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, all of this is 3. Then we get a 4. Then we get a 5. Really not much else to say there. All right, let's look at Litecoin. Now, Litecoin's actually been a big surprise. It's been holding up relatively nicely. I did not get rid of my Litecoin. I'm still holding it for my trade. Because you know, I'm more swing trading this cycle, but I'm not in a hurry, right? That's why I talk about the rotations. Like, I'm not in any hurry to rotate anything until I know for sure that we're on our way, and so far we're not. So, but I think we're getting close again. So look at this. I think Litecoin has one of the best looking structures by far, just based off the waves, right? I mean, you have a very clear 3, 3. It's very clear. It's almost too clear. It's really nice. And then we have a very clear 5-wave move, and now we're flagging out in here. So once this is done, I think we're going to have a big breakout. And that's what I believe. That's how I'm positioning myself. Now, if I'm wrong, I'll be the first to say, hey, I was wrong. But the way I'll know I was wrong is if this low gets taken out, right? If this low gets taken out, then I'll be like, I don't know. Because, you know, even if it did get taken out, I mean, it just would be too big for me. But I really want to see this thing kind of flag out. I think enough time has elapsed in this correction to be worth it, you know? I mean, we've been going sideways a long time, for 3 months. So I think we're very close at that pivot here. I mean, you can kind of see a little bit of a shoulder ahead, right? And now maybe we're getting another shoulder in here. That could be something to look forward to. All right, let's look around XLM. Yeah, same thing with XLM. Again, we talked about 1, 2, 3. What if we get 4 and then we get 5? That's kind of what I'm thinking. I think, you know, that's why I'm looking at a lot of charts. I think we need one more little wave to the downside, but I think we're really close. So, because ultimately, this thing looks bullish, right? It looks like a nice 3-wave shape here. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and now we're getting 5. Right? Same thing here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3-wave pullback. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have a 5, 3, 5, which is an ABC. It's got good proportions, right? If I take a line here to the top, all the way down to the bottom, and then I take that and I put it right about there. Well, would you look at that? It's not even there yet. It's pretty close for a 1-to-1 extension here. Let me see if I can get it a little bit closer. That's about good enough. You can see we're actually, I mean, we actually nailed it based off this wick here, but it doesn't mean we can't come down and revisit the wick, because anytime you have a big sharp move down and it instantaneously goes back up, there's a lot of room, there's a lot of gaps down here. There's a lot of empty pockets of kind of like liquidity down here that should be potentially filled, right? So, you know, when people put their buy orders, like let's say I put a buy order at 25 cents, okay? And we're way up here at 30 cents. And nobody's got any bids, right? Nobody's buying. I'm the only one who wants to buy it at 25 cents. The price will it's like a magnet. It'll magnetize towards my price order, right? Or if somebody has a big sell at 40 cents and nobody else has any sells, the price will kind of work its way back up, fill that order, and then start coming back down, you know? So it's kind of like it gravitates towards concentrated areas of where people are taking trades. So that's XLM. Dog. I'm kind of looking at these high risk coins. Yeah, that looks like a three-way pullback. See, that's not, I don't really like that. I don't like how that looks. See how we slam down? We have a three-way pullback. It looks like that's not how waves finish to me. You know, I think, you know, if we had three back down, like we had three up, right? If we have three back down and then we kind of go sideways a little bit and we develop a structure like that, then maybe I'll change my mind. But so far, yeah, I could do without it. Let's see, Jupiter. Jupiter looks kind of like a nice falling wedge in a way. It looks kind of cool. I like the shape of it. You know, you got this kind of cool looking falling wedge here. And there's a lot of oscillation in there, right? So, and you also have a three-wave pullback in here, right? So it kind of looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It looks like a falling wedge. So usually falling wedges, you know, you want to break to the upside. And I think that's coming. I just don't think it's going to come anytime soon. It might take a little while. Or it might happen fast. We'll see. I mean, we know how fast things reverse, right? I mean, look how fast this reversed down here. Look at that. Look at this. This is a good example. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, extended fifth. And, you know, it felt like it was never going to end, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you had 5 waves in wave 5, right? And we came down here. It looks like it was never going to end. And then we kind of consolidated. Who was to know that maybe we would have one more hit to the low, right? No, how could you possibly know that? Well, that's why we use Elliott wave. Elliott wave, we could see 5 waves. So take a shot here and look what happened. Literally within a day, we reversed like almost instantly. It was a V-shaped recovery. So when I say it could take a long time, it could, but it can also happen fast. Right? It could also, you know, have one more drop and then quickly get out of there, all within a couple weeks. You know what I mean? So, yeah, let's just wait and see how it's going to play out. But H bar here, you kind of have this, you know, big move down, you come up, and then you drizzle, 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 drizzle. Exactly what we talked about, right? We knew this. We knew this was going to happen. We didn't know how much or how extended it was going to be, right? A good place to start would be 50% of the wick, but you can see it already passed that, and it even took the low out, right? So it took people's stop losses out, right? So it's still kind of creeping its way down. So it's making people think, okay, maybe I shouldn't be in this. You know, this was the liquidation, and then for those who didn't get liquidated, this is torture. Torture. You know, that's what they're designed to do. And it's designed to do that to make you get out, right? If the liquidation didn't get you out, then the torture will get you out, right? So they have weapons in order to get you out. Why do they want you out? Because they don't want you in. That's why. They want this thing to go up without you. So it's all about, can you hodl through it, right? That's going to be the big test. Now, if not enough people are giving up, then they can make it go further, you know, because the further they push it down, the more people give up, and that's what they want. So we do have some bullish divergence on the 4-hour, like we had yesterday. This is kind of equal though, so. But yeah, there's nothing really there. All right, we'll go back to XRP real quick. XRP seems to be holding here for now. So what I want to see for XRP, right, is we have 3 waves up. I don't like that. I wish it was different, but that's what we had. And then let's see if we get 3 waves down, which it looks like we're doing. And if we get 3 waves down, then we want to see 5 waves up. And if we can get 5 waves up, right? So 3, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we have a big 3-wave move, right? And if we get a big 3-wave move, then what we need is for it to flag out in here like this. And then this could be like a 1, 2, 1, 2 in here, or like a diag. But it really, I mean, it could be a diag, but not a 1, 2, 1, 2 because it's only 3. But it could be like a 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we kind of correct again and then go up. You know, I don't think it's going to look like that, but something to that effect. Or what could be better is 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we just get it over with. We get the divergence, then we go sideways, and then we go up in 5. So that first wave is going to be 5, not 3 like this wave, right? We want a 5-wave move. Where did we see a 5-wave move? I thought we saw it somewhere. You can see ADA is breaking. You can see it's breaking here. So is this a trap, or is this the real deal? You know, I think we will break lower, but I don't think it's going to be too much bigger. I think it'll be in line with this wave here, and it's already pretty big. So, all right, let's look at a few other ones. Like if you look at Filecoin, Filecoin looks way better. Look at that. We're way up here for Filecoin versus ADA, you know, is down here. So, yeah, so there's ADA, and then here is Filecoin. So you could see ADA is like this, and Filecoin's up here. And that's interesting because ADA was the stronger one for a long time. So maybe, is this a rotation that's happening where the weaker coins are starting to be a little bit stronger because they've gotten beat up more, right? I don't know. We'll see. So one thing is for sure is, you know, we're definitely oversold here, right? We're right at the lows. So are we going to have a big breakdown that happens? I mean, that's going to be the big question, right? I mean, it's definitely possible. It's definitely possible we could see a big breakdown happen in Filecoin because maybe just nobody cares anymore, right? And then, you know, nobody uses it. So, or we can get that regulation and then maybe we will at some point use it. MATIC, let's see. Also, we got some bullish divergence. Or no, we don't. I thought we did. We don't have it on MATIC. Let's see on the daily. We barely have. No, we don't even. We barely have it on the daily. So it's not really strong. But what I do like is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we have 3 down, and then we have 3 up, and then we have 5 down, which is a 3, 3, 5, which is an A, B, and a C. And the C wave is a diagonal. You could see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, how it kind of oscillates like that, right? So I think we're super, super close here for MATIC. I don't know the future. I can't tell you exactly, but I think we're getting really close. So anyways, let's look at Bitcoin and then we'll wrap it up. So Bitcoin had I think another little drop, right? Yeah, it dropped a little bit more, or no, it didn't drop more. It actually came back to the low. So we had to move up. We came back down to the low. So we haven't taken the low out yet. But I do like here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Could we get 6 and 7? Yeah, I mean, but we're so close though. Let's zoom in. It does look like the low is going to be taken though. I mean, it looks pretty bearish unless we get a quick bounce up and then we start doing something like this and then it finishes, you know. So it's a tough one. The best thing to do is just wait and watch and see what it does, because I think we should be around the 618 now. Let's see, trend-based fib extension from here to there to there. Or actually, no, we perfectly nailed the 1.414. So we're right there at 82.4, around there. So yeah, let's see if this area can hold. You got 5 waves in here. We just don't have any signs that the low is in, though. You know, usually when the low comes in, you get, you know, you could see here we reverse, right? We have a reverse, but then we flush it and then we reverse, you know? So we don't have that yet. We want to see some kind of ending move and then a quick reaction up and then a flag and then a continuation. So if we get something like that, you know what I mean? But we don't have it, so we just have to wait and see. So anyways, I think that'll do it. I don't think there's anything else. What about Chainlink real quick? Chainlink, again, we have 5 waves. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, right? So we do have 5. So, but we don't have 5 here, right? Let's zoom in a little bit right there. Or do we? Let's see. No. So we have, this is 3, right? And then we have a 1, 2, 1, 2. And then all of this is 3. This is 4. It looks like we still need 5. So, yeah, I still think there's definitely more potential downside. But this doesn't mean we can't dollar cost average, right, for spot positions. Maybe not anything leverage, at least not yet. But for me, I'm kind of building some of the positions. I'm still in XRP. There's a few of them that I'm looking at to add, but definitely for spot position is a, in my opinion, it's a good place for dollar cost averaging. So, but I still think we got a little bit further down to go. So let's just wait and see. Because at the end of the day, once this is all said and done, what's the overall goal here? What's the overall direction? Well, to me, the overall direction, I mean, for Chainlink, it could be bad. You know, it could be that this is a 3-wave move up, and now we're going into reaccumulation, right? But for, you know, I can't speak to Chainlink. I can only speak for XRP because it's already been there, done that. It's already went through all of the steps that it needed to go through, right? So this is why it could be scary that this, you know, the rest of the market isn't jiving so much with XRP, right? So why would XRP just take off on its own when the rest of the market isn't ready yet? So that's why it's a little bit concerning that this could be the 5th wave here. And now we're just beginning the A and then the B and then the C, you know? So we just don't know, right? We have to wait and see. But I think I'm pretty bullish moving forward. I know I'm bullish moving forward. I just want to. The hardest part is just waiting for it to finish. You know, because is it going to finish yet? Is it going to finish more? Is it going to, you know? And what they do is they tease you, right? They'll tease you and tease you and tease you, and they'll make you believe it breaks it. And sometimes they break it and then they come back. You know, so it's all about watching the small time frame. But right now it looks a little bearish, to be quite honest. Let's see. Could this turn into 3? Right? Yeah, I mean, again, we got 3 here. So I want to see the 3 hold down here. I want to see the 3 hold. And then we get another 3 up. Right? Something like this. So we need buyers to step up to the plate. Right? So anyways, nothing I say is financial advice. I could be wrong. So anyways, I will catch you guys on the next one. Cheers.